Our new story begins with Rain, our protagonist, being kicked out of the hero's party, and they have looked down on him because Rain lacks combat ability. He only has a beast tamer skill that can be used for simple support, so they labeled him a liability who was holding them back and decided to kick him out. Worse was, as he was leaving, they continued to humiliate him and kept making fun of him. Rain assumed they were harsh on him because they had high hopes for him, but this was not the case. Then some kid arrived and wanted to see Rain's beast taming abilities. They all admired Rain, but not his party. Because the hero's party always acts so high and mighty in front of the common people that everyone, including children, despises them. So Rain recalled the eye torture he received when obtaining supplies for the hero's party. So Rain decided to join the Adventurers Guild, so Nadia taught him on the basics of being an adventurer. But she became more concerned after learning that the Rain was a beast tamer, and on top of that Rain was working alone. Aside from that, Nadia instructs Rain to collect 10 goblin cores and 20 medicinal herbs as a test to become an adventurer. However, while Rain was on his way to collect herbs, a D-rank monster attacked a cat girl. Rain jumped in to save her, but his efforts were futile against the monster's strength, so Rain drew its attention towards him so she could run away, but instead she ended up defeating the monster. Rain realized that she is a cat spirit, a rare and endangered species also known as the ultimate species. Even among all other ultimate species, cat species have incredible fighting ability, so Rain couldn't believe he was meeting one. Kanade is her name, and she tells how her kind lives in the deep mountains, leaving a quiet life, but she didn't want that kind of life, so she started her own adventure, and Rain also told her about his story with the hero's party, and they were getting along just fine. Kanade was even being mad on Rain's behalf on hero's party for kicking him out. So Kanade encouraged Rain that he's a fantastic tamer, because she had a strange feeling from the moment they met and was confident that Rain could tame her as well. So Rain gave it a shot, and it worked. Rain tamed a cat spirit that only a few people in the world have been able to do. So Rain was still on his way to becoming an adventurer, and he tamed several rabbits to collect herbs. Kanade was taken aback when she saw that Rain could tame multiple animals at once, which is normally impossible. However, Rain was completely unaware of how strange this was. Then Rain finished his trail and was accepted as an F-rank adventurer in the Horizon Guild, but a man became interested in Kanade. So he challenged Rain and the winner will get Kanade to ignore any future trouble. Rain agreed, and Rain defeated him in an unfair match. Rain was surprised by his strength because he was a weakling, so Kanade explained that it was because he is now a master of an ultimate species, and as a result, his own strength was amplified. So they accepted yet another herb gathering request from the guild, but they heard a loud voice while they were collecting herbs. So they arrived and discovered that some of the Ape and Fang's bandits were attempting robbery, and because it would be too late if they called for help, Rain charged in to fight the bandits while Kanade protected the old man. Kanade's heart began to pound as she watched Rain fight. She began to feel something in her heart for Rain. As Rain rescued the old man from bandits, he warned them about the Ape and Fang and warned them that they would have a difficult time dealing with them. So instead of running away, Rain chooses to put an end to them so that there will be no more victims like the old man. However, there were many people in the bandits group, so Rain tamed a bee capable of paralyzing their victims with its sting. And, once again, it was unbelievable that Rain possessed the ability to tame both animals and insects, given that bandits were in large numbers, and Kanade had gone to seek assistance from a knights. With bees under his control, Rain took care of bandits entirely on his own. Then after it was only the adventurer, not the knight, who arrived for backup. But then the bandits let go of the C-rank monsters they had kept for self-defense, but Kanade and Rain combined took out all of the lizards. On the other hand, the man who was attacked by bandits was accompanied by a member of the hero's party, but they fled as soon as they saw bandits. And they blamed it on the newcomer who had taken Rain's place as a beast tamer. They scolded him for not taming more animals so that they could have gathered information about bandits ahead of time. But taming more than one animal was impossible, so they were stuck with the second thought about kicking Rain out because he can tame more than one animal. So, at night, the inn's receptionist purposefully placed Kanade and Rain in the same room, but Rain was still uncomfortable sharing a room with a girl. But Kanade trusted him because he was not the type of person who wanted to lay his paws on her. She persuaded Rain to remain in the same room because Kanade trusted Rain. From the moment she left her village, everyone she met wanted to use Kanade because she was the ultimate species. But Rain was unique. He was gentle and kind, and he didn't mind that she was the ultimate species, so she was moved by Rain's kindness and began to trust him. So, another day, Rain and Kanade learned from Nadia that there is a watchdog who fights anyone who tries to cross the bridge. So Rain thought he's not qualified for this job, because he was an E rank, but this task was unique in that anyone could take it. Rain agreed immediately after hearing the reward was 5 gold coins. But the information on this person was peculiar because no one was telling even a single thing about this attacker. So they tried cross the bridge to meet the attacker, and they discovered that the attacker was actually a dragonoid, an ultimate species named Tanya. When a dragonoid reaches the age of 15, they leave their village to train and gain strength. So Tanya did the same. Tanya's strength was formidable both physically and magically, and she held her ground against both of their attacks as she threw them into the sky to fry them. So Kanade and Rain combined their strength to avoid her flame attack. Then Rain devised a plan and told Kanade to keep her busy while Rain tamed a few birds. But an attack like this would not have stopped Tanya, but she became paralyzed. Tanya accepts her defeat after Rain explains that the birds contain a unique poison. So Rain invites Tanya to join them so they can talk to her about not doing something like this again. Rain's plan was to get Tanya to a safe place where she could train, and she expected that Rain would give her to the Adventurers Guild. Tanya was relieved by Rain's kindness, so she decided to join Rain and Kanade's party. As a result, Rain now has another member in his party, as he made a new contract with Tanya. As time passed, the trio took on the task of eliminating slime. Slimes aren't a big deal, and most people ignore them, but they always irritate farmers, so Rain took on the task of eliminating slime. Despite the fact that they live in swarms, they were nowhere to be found. So Rain used a simulate taming skill to transfer his consciousness to his tamed animals to find slime swarms. And, once again, it was a skill that not every tamer possessed. So Rain discovered slimes, but Tanya was curious about Rain's magic spell and told Rain to cast a fire spell, which Rain did, resulting in a massive explosion. Tanya reasoned that if Rain could gain physical strength from Kanade after contracting, so Rain could gain magical strength from her bond. But Rain was still unsure of his magical abilities, so he asked Tanya to teach him. So, after finishing their work, they decided to celebrate in a restaurant. Tanya and Kanade, on the other hand, were intrigued by Rain's story. So Rain told them about his village and parents, and he even learned insect taming from a family friend. Unfortunately, one day while practicing outside of the village, he saw a wide flame from his village. So he ran towards his village, and when he arrived, the entire village had been destroyed, with everyone dying as a result of the monster attack. However, an adventurer took him to a friend's inn, where he worked and grew up. Then about 6 months ago he met hero Ario and his party. He was looking for new members and Rain agreed to join him without any other thoughts. Yet sadly they only treated him like a tool. Rain felt like a loser, but Kanade and Tanya comforted him. So Kanade and Tanya both tells that they feel blessed to have Rain because their master Rain was genuinely happy to be with them. So they took a job of slaying orcs on another day, as they took care of them. Tanya ignored Rain's warning and she felt too proud for being strong and charged forward. But while they encountered another orc, Tanya fell for their trick and Rain got injured protecting her. So she got depressed knowing even though Rain warned her, she ignored it and Rain got injured because of her. But for Rain he wasn't angry at all. Rain only wanted her to be more carefully. At that point, seeing Rain's kindness at every turn, Tanya began to have feelings for him, but she had no idea what kind feelings she was feeling. After that, as they finished another job, our trio ran into Ario and his party again. So, what is it that Ario and his party planning to do now that they've met with Rain again? If you want to know, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get the latest update on our videos.